Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you for joining me today. We are live. And I think I need to slowly get back into doing this earlier in the morning. This is not early in the morning. This is kind of later. And I've been sleeping in more, which is good. I need to get my sleep and stuff like that. And there's a lot to do today. But I did the initial reaction already of today's Proverbs. So, and what I found, it's a really short verse, but for some reason I found that I had a lot to say about it. We'll see how it goes. I did say a lot about it earlier in my initial thoughts and everything, but I'll try to tone it down to make it concise for this stream. I only want to go 15 minutes. 15 minutes is kind of like 10, 15 minutes is kind of where I find myself doing these things. So, hope everybody's doing good. It is a chill morning, but you know what? It's good. It's good to be alive. Good to be in 2026 for those of you who want to know when this was recorded. And I feel like, you know what? We just have to continue to move forward. We vibe, we thrive. We do the best we can. And if you want to have help of what we've been talking about, you could go ahead and look in the description below for the baselines and just see where we are and what we do as believers and how to live our lives as best as we could. No, we're not ever going to be perfect, but these are guidelines and thoughts in a way in which you should live. And I feel like if you live in the way that is kind of talking about in Proverbs, it'll do good for you and you'll be on solid ground. You'll have a stable base for how to live and how to interact with other people, and it's a good thing. And I feel like this is the way to go in life. So whether you agree with me or not, that's your prerogative, but that's what I believe, and I enjoy learning and reading about it. So let's continue on. Here we are. Hmm. Proverbs. This is day 94, everybody. Whether it's in the morning like me right now, um, you can watch this whenever you want to because it's a video. So on my YouTube. Hmm. In the evening before you go to bed, whatever. If it's encouraging to you, yeah, just go ahead and see what God has to say to you when we go through these verses. So day 94, Proverbs 13, verse 25. It's only one. These are one ofs, standalone verses. The righteous has enough to satisfy his appetite, but the belly of the wicked suffer want. All right, let's go ahead and do our thing. The righteous has enough to satisfy his appetite, but the belly of the wicked, oop, suffers want. Yeah, you can continue on with this eating metaphor. It's pretty simple. The the righteous eats enough. I guess I could say this. Here's the metaphor. The righteous has enough to satisfy his appetite. This is the person who goes and eats, and when he eats, he knows what his body needs, and he is at it, uh, and his appetite is satisfied. Yes, it is possible for your body to go ahead and eat more, but he is satisfied, and that is enough. Okay, but the person who does not have that kind of self control, I'm going to call him fat. Just kidding. Well, I'm not because I was one of those people. Um, Always because the food is so good, you just keep on eating more and more, or just the idea and the comfort it comes from eating. You eat more and more, and the more you eat, it just you want more and you want more, and you stuff your belly in to the most, and you go, oh my gosh. And so I could understand why there are restaurants out there that they give like gigantic portions. And I'm sure that you have been to places or in your own town, you have been to places or know of the places where when you go there, there's going to be a lot. You get a lot of portions. I feel like when you get to those situations, you have to prepare for that because I've been watching my calories. You're only supposed to have like, depending on your active abilities, like if you're an athlete and stuff like that, obviously you need more. If you don't have a lot of activity, then you should have less because your body could run on the minimal amount of food. And you just have to get used to being in a situation where you feel a little hungry. Unfortunately, we're in a society where we have a lot of food and being a little bit hungry is uncomfortable. And so we stuff our face with snacks and stuff like that and then increasing your calories, which and you end up eating something that is not appropriate and you're not counting calories, you're not watching what you eat, and then you get fat. Like me. I have a big, pretty sizable dad. I have a lot of love. I have a lot of love right here. And so I would like to get rid of some of the love. And so I've been watching my calories, watching what I eat, and I do indulge every so often. It's been the holidays, like Christmas and New Year's and stuff like that. But I also have, since I'm older, I have to watch like my cholesterol levels because of the possibility of heart attack. And also have to watch. See, I have a lot of food limitations. And I think having the food limitations really helps me to has really helped me to um be better about the way in which I eat, which is good. I have this condition called gout and I can't eat pork, really strong like bad red meat or a lot of red meat, shellfish, those kind of things, or drink a lot, which is good. Fried food, a lot of fried food can kind of trigger it. So it's been a while since I had gout. Uh, I had it earlier later, I think in probably November or something like that last year. Anyways, so how does this relate to Proverbs 13:25? And one of the things that happens in this verse is it's talking about your life. It's talking about how much self-control you have and where you are. And when I don't know how biblical this is. Where you are right now is exactly where you are supposed to be. This is exactly where God wants you. And there's nothing wrong with having dreams or desires um to excel, to get more. But what is the purpose? To better yourself. Better yourself doesn't mean that you have a bigger house or the best car or anything like that. I think the bettering yourself is to um has something to do with your own personal goals that is just for you. Now, if you are an athlete, that's a little bit different because it requires you to not be satisfied. If you're satisfied, you won't progress. So if you're an athlete, um, and then you can never be satisfied, and you're always pushing yourself, trying to do the best that you can, trying to be the best. And I always think about Kobe Bryant in his work ethic and having not waking up really early in the morning and only needing like 4 to 5 hours to sleep, maybe 6 hours to sleep, because the more hours he spends working out and practicing his skill, the better he is at what he does. That means he has more hours practicing than other people, and that's a big deal. When you have more hours at something, you're going to be better at them. Like for instance, I've been teaching for almost like 22 years now. Obviously, I know really well, know a lot more and have a lot more experience than a person who's been working only for 1 year. I just have so much time on them and they'll have to spend the rest of their days catching up to my level and my confidence when I'm teaching. It's just the way it is. Same thing with athletes. The thing with athletes is that over time, your body starts deteriorating and your body can't is not as young as before, and you have to compensate it with experience and skill as opposed to athleticism and youthfulness, I guess you would say. um so the righteous So for athletes, a little different, but in general, in life and stuff like that, yeah, you have to grind out to reach a point that you need to get to do what you need to do. Like for instance, I had to grind it out to go ahead and get through school. I had to work really hard to earn enough money to live, and eventually, I got to a point right now where I have a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, teaching credential. I've been working for over 20 years, so it took a long time to get there, and I'm pretty satisfied. But it doesn't mean I'm stopping to progress. I'm also working on my administrative service credential, and because I want to be an admin, mostly to teach and train teachers as opposed to running a school. It's different. If God willing, if God wants me to run a school, then yeah, I could go ahead and do that. It's possible. I think I have the ability in me to do that, but I'm not going to ache over it for not being an admin. I'm not going to complain for my situation and just being a teacher. Maybe I want to be a teacher leader, a leader teacher. It's a little different, but I'm satisfied with what I have. And that's the attitude I feel like that the Solomon or whoever wrote this Proverbs is trying to say. You could be content with where you are, but still have dreams. But the wicked is never content and they're always anxious. They're constantly trying to get more. And the unfortunate thing about the wicked is that I feel like how they look, the car that they drive, the clothes that they wear is more important than their character. So the perceived look of character is more important than the actual character that is built up over time. And so that's what I feel like this one is. And if you want to be a righteous person, be okay with where you're at. Be okay, but don't stop on your dreams. I feel like it's not saying that. It's just you just doing you have enough to satisfy um what you need. Now what you want is different is well, when this is really interesting. What you want, and I think it's needs and wants. The righteous goes with what they need. This is what I need. I don't need more than this. But the wicked's like, I got what I need, but I need more. I'm going to indulge and kind of fill my belly and kind of be stuffed myself. And then the next day, I'm going to do the same thing because it went out and now I'm hungry again. And I feel like the wicked continually seeks that. And that's an unfortunate life because you will never be satisfied. I think I'm going to end with that. If you have that attitude, you will never be satisfied. No charge for the singing. There it is. And if you want to like and subscribe, that's totally fine with me. But that's all I have for today. Um, I am content with where I am. I know I want to do better, and I'm going to continue to do that as per having good work ethic. And there is another level of career I want to get to, but uh, yeah, there is a little sense of sacrifice that I have to do and desire that I have to go ahead and get that. And maybe this year I'll do it. I think I do have a plan, and we'll see how that works out. Anyways, until then, I'll see you guys next time, probably tomorrow. Peace.